Did you know that Betsson is the best performing share of all large cap companies in Sweden for the last 10 years? And did you know that Betsson is the largest internet company on the Stockholm Stock Exchange? That and some other things I will talk about today. My name is Magnus Silfverberg. I am CEO and President of Betsson. Starting with some short facts. Betsson provides online gaming or gambling to our customers. We have poker, we have sports betting, we have casino games, we have bingo, we have scratch cards and more. We have more than 1,000 people working in our company. We base our business on 6 different licenses across Europe. By the year end, 2014, we had 23 different brands. We had 10.5 billion Swedish kronor in deposits last year. We had 3 billion Swedish kronor in revenues and 821 million kronor in profit. Our market cap was, by the year end, 15 billion, and now it's more than 17 billion. And as I said, we are the largest pure internet company on the Stockholm Stock Exchange. And that we're quite proud of. Betsson is located in a number of offices around the world. Here in Sweden, we have around 150 people. The head office, the corporate head office, which consists of just 10 people, of which I am one of those, sits here. But we also have a technology development company in Stockholm. In Malta, we have our main operations. We have more than 700 people in Malta working for Betsson. And those employees working down there are doing all the operations. So everything like customer service and CRM and sales and marketing and sports trading, product management, etc. is done from Malta. And then we have some development offices, for instance, in Tallinn and in Kiev. Our strategy is based on 3 pillars. The first one we call operational excellence on multi-brand, and I will explain that a bit more in detail soon. Second one is to grow through M&A, and the third one is to have the right mix of regulated revenues, and I will explain those as well more in detail. And we will do all this by following our core values and doing it responsibly. So if you look at the operational part, the operational strategy, we have 5 big ideas in our operations. The first one is to work with the customers, to be customer-centric in everything we do. Everything from customer service to marketing to product management to CRM, we always put the customer first. The second one is multi-brand, which is one of the core foundations in our strategy. We serve our customers through multiple brands. And as I said, we had 23 brands by the year end, and today we have 21 brands. We try to do this on one platform, so one technology platform. We work with digital marketing. We try to focus on digital rather than doing a lot of TV advertising, driving the customers from when they are online and wants to go to a gaming site. We try to attract them to our gaming sites online. And the fifth one is data. And as you know, everyone talks about big data today. And at Betsson, we actually work with big data. We don't just talk about it. We have implemented a system where we have our 6 billion transactions in a database, which we analyze daily, and we draw conclusions from it, and we take actions based on those conclusions and implement different changes on our sites, which makes the customer experience better and better every day based on all this data. So we've come very far in using big data, maybe one of the most advanced companies in Sweden in that aspect. All these 5 ideas shall lead to us fulfilling the vision of providing the best customer experience in the industry. I will go a bit more in depth in the multi-brand and single platform concept, so you can all understand what we mean by that. We have built a platform which we call Bettsson. That is in the center of our operations. That is a gaming software that has everything you need to run a gaming site, except the games. The games we source mainly from third parties, like Net Entertainment, like Evolution Gaming, and other providers. Then we build some of it ourselves, like the sportsbook, and then we also have poker, bingo, scratch cards, and other games, which we also source from different third parties. So all these are integrated into Bettsson, and then this platform, from this platform, we deliver now 21 different brands. So 13 of them are our own brands, which we own ourselves, directed to consumers, and you can see them on the screen here. Betsson.com is of course the most well known, but we also have BetSafe, we have Nordic Bet, we have Casino Euro, we have Sverigeautomaten, we have Oranje and Kron Casino in the Netherlands, and so forth. Then we also have some partnerships which have their own brands, and they deliver, they work with customer acquisition, but we deliver the technology and the infrastructure for these companies. And there you have some examples of those brands, Betts10 and Svenskalotter.com and so forth. So why do we have all these brands, you may ask? The reason is that we can be very niched and very targeted in our brands. So we do both product niche brands like Casino Euro, which is completely focused on casino, but we also do more broader brands like Betsson.com, which is sports and casino and poker and bingo and more. And those two, of course, are targeting different target groups. We also know that our customers play on more than one site at the same time. They actually play on 2.4 sites in average. And therefore, by having more than one brand, we can capture more of the customers' wallets. This has been a key success factor for Betsson, the multi-brand strategy. It's also very good for M&A, because when we acquire companies, we can acquire the company, we keep the brand, but we integrate the technology into our platform, Bettsson. Thereby, we get cost synergies, but we also get revenue synergies, because Bettsson is normally more advanced than the other platforms that the companies that we buy out there. So I like that model quite a lot, where you get both cost and revenue synergies from acquisitions. We have done 4 of them the last 4 years. BetSafe 2011, Nordic Gaming Group 2012, Automaten Group 2013, and Oranje and Kron, a Dutch company, last year. All of them have been at also quite good multiples compared to ourselves. All of them have been between 5 and 7 in multiples, 5 and 7 times the EBIT, and our own multiple is above 16. This means that during the last 4 years, we have acquired in total 1.1 billion Swedish kronor in revenues. And this is 35% of our total revenue as it was by year end. So acquisitions has been quite important in Betsson's history the last 4 or 5 years. So the third pillar, these were the two first pillars in this strategy. The third one is about regulated revenues. And we say we want to have the right mix of regulated revenues. And what do we mean by that? Well, first of all, Betsson's revenues are 100% regulated. We have either we either use the Malta license that we have, or we have local licenses in different countries. And we have today local licenses in Italy, UK, Denmark, Estonia, and Belgium. So for all other countries that we target, we use our Maltese license. And we aim to have more locally licensed revenues. So where a country change from a monopoly system, like we have here in Sweden, to a local licensing system, we are normally applying for that license and working under that local license instead. However, we also think that there's a lot of opportunities in other markets where you can continue to run based on the Malta license on international markets. So therefore we say that we want to have the right mix of regulated markets. And today we are strong, and our core markets are Sweden, Norway, Finland, and the Netherlands. We also have a number of developing markets, which are the blue ones here on the screen. For instance, UK, Portugal, Italy, Poland, the Baltics, Denmark, and also Peru in Latin America. Then we have a couple of B2B markets. It's quite difficult perhaps to see them now, but it's Iceland, Germany, Turkey, and China on this map. And we work with geographical expansion. We think about it like we want to expand to the newly regulated markets or newly locally licensed markets, like UK, like Italy, like Denmark. So there we have a lot of efforts and initiatives to grow those markets. We're also looking a lot at M&A in these type of markets. We also want to do some more greenfield expansion, if you like. So therefore we have Peru and Latin America, where we have a foothold and we want to expand from that one. We also have our partnership in China, which could be very interesting for the future. And as you can see from this picture, we see that the European markets are expected to grow at around 7% per year, whereas the Latin American market is expected to grow at 12% per year. So there are very interesting growth opportunities out there in this market. Looking a bit at the financial performance of Betsson from a historical perspective, during the last 10 years we have had a pretty good growth. Started at around below 50 million Swedish kronor per quarter back in 2005, and then now the last quarter here, almost 850 million Swedish kronor in revenues. And as you can see, the last 7 quarters we have had consecutive growth each quarter, which is the first time actually during this 10-year period. So we are in a very strong momentum. And the last quarter we grow 24%. We also grow quite a lot within our mobile solutions, and more of our customers are using mobile instead of desktop when they play with us. And today 28% of our revenue comes from the mobile channel. And this has grown from around 12% 1 year ago. So quite dramatic growth in mobile, and the last quarter it was 130% growth year on year. And this is for the entire mobile offering. If you look at the sportsbook, actually today almost half of all the bets that are placed in Betsson sportsbook is done on the mobile, 48%. Compare this to 1 year ago where we had just above 20% mobile bets. So a fantastic growth, and many of our customers are now experiencing our mobile solutions, which is one of the best in this industry. Talking about the industry, Betsson has also outperformed the industry every year in terms of growth, except 2011 for the last 5 years. And in 2011 we distributed out a big customer base to a partner, so that affected our growth negatively. But last year we had 23% growth compared to the market of around 13% growth. And we have done this with higher margins, consistently higher margins than the industry. We have been between 24 and 32% in margins, the blue line, and the industry between 16 and 21% for these 5 years. So this has led to quite strong EPS performance, up from around 2 kronor per share in 2006 to almost 17 kronor per share last year, or 1,064% increase. And therefore we have been named as the best performing share on the large cap among the large cap companies for the last 10 years. Our share has gone up 1,000%, and this is on top of the league. We were also named the best share overall on the Stockholm Stock Exchange for the last 15 years. And if you look at Betsson's performance compared to our competitors, the listed gaming companies out there in Europe, the yellow line is Betsson, and then you have a green line here that is one of our Swedish competitors, and then we have some other international ones. So with that, I would like to invite to a Q&A session. Thank you.
The floor is ours. That's perfect. Thank you very much, Magnus. To start off with, if we could look at the last picture. What's the reason behind why are Swedes so good at betting?
If they're good at betting, I don't know, but good at operating betting companies,
right,
at least. Maybe that's
in a monopoly country.
Exactly.
Pretty interesting.
No, but I think we have a culture here in Sweden where sort of betting is part of our culture. Svenska Spel has taught the Swedish people to bet basically for the last 100 years, and we have had some very good entrepreneurs in this area who started up early in the 90s. I mean, our chairman in Betsson, Pontus Lindvall, started Net Entertainment back in 96 or 97. And I mean, this has been the mother of Betsson and Net Entertainment, two of the most successful companies on the stock exchange. Unibet also started up that around that time. So entrepreneurial community, strong internet penetration, so an acceptance to play online instead of in going to shops, and also an open climate for gaming.
Fantastic. Anyone who would like to hold on a second? I think, do we need the microphone?
Yes, I have the microphone, and if you have a question for Betsson, you raise your hand, I give you the mic, and you pop the question into the mic. Here you go.
Still, I don't know in what respect you differ from these other competitors. What is it that makes you different? Because your content seems to be the same as everyone else has.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good question, because it's when you look at the surface of a gaming company, they all look the same, right? It's the same games. It looks approximately the same, but it's in the details. I mean, first of all, we have our multi-brand strategy, so that's a big difference from almost every competitor who runs a single brand. So we can therefore target more a broader part of the market with many brands, and also be very local in local markets with local brands. The other one is that we are, when you look into the details of the sites, I mean the customer experience, the performance, when you for example withdraw money with Betsson, it's instant. You get your money instantly. The average time for the industry is 24 to 36 hours before you get your money in your account. So those small operational things that makes the customer experience much, much better is what sets us apart.
Next question. I'll ask a question first. In the case of the industry, it seems like the growth is picking up and the margins are going up, and the mobile is more or less exploding, it seems like. But is it mobile the pure answer to the increase in profitability here, or
I think it could.
Maybe you could tell us a little bit about the mobile gaming behavior.
Yeah, I think that the mobile has been driving growth for the last few years, and especially the UK companies who has been in quite deep trouble, I would say. A couple of years ago, they've been riding a bit on the World Cup last year and the mobile effect, and the mobile behavior is so that people are playing on the mobile, but they also continue playing on the web, which means that they generally play more when they use the mobile, and therefore I think that has been driving growth as well in the industry.
And you say that normally your clients has 2.4 different sites. Is that equal in mobile as well?
Absolutely. That's general figure for all devices and all customers across the industry, actually.
Okay, but if you look at the mobile, is the behavior, are they is it maybe more stickiness or?
I think that's a bit early to say, but what when we ask our customers, even if they play mobile, they still play on several sites. So, or they have active accounts on several sites, but it's we will see I guess in a year or so if they actually, when they go to mobile, if it actually use less gaming site due to that.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for a nice presentation. My question is actually regarding, you showed on one of your slides on the development in Africa and expanding in Africa. So my question is, where are you going to expand, and which kind of platform are you going to use in that expansion?
Well, we had Africa on the map, but we did not say that we were expanding to Africa right now, even though it could be a very interesting market in the future. Generally, our expansion plans are based on that we use our platform, the Betssson platform, and either we buy companies in different markets and then we integrate them into our platform, or we build organically based on our own brands, or start up a new brand as we did in Italy. There we started a completely new brand, but we built it on our Betssson platform, specifically designed for the Italian market. So we will do that in many more markets, I guess, but apart from those I mentioned here, I can't say more today, actually.
We have time for a couple of more questions. You've done one acquisition per year. Are we supposed to expect a acquisition during 2015 as well?
Well, we've said that we are actively looking for more acquisitions, because we think that acquisitions fits perfectly into our model, and we see very good results from the ones we've done. And we've also now almost integrated everything into our platform. It's just a couple of brands left, and then we have everything on the same platform. So we are sort of operationally ready to take on more acquisitions. Then it all comes down to finding the right target, and I probably evaluate 10 targets per month, and I've done 4 acquisitions in 4 years. So it's not that we find a good target every day.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I was curious about the American market, for instance. I mean, of course, that's pretty regulated, but also the American Betsson company would seem to be something that people would find easier than yours searching internationally.
US is very restricted in terms of gaming laws. You can only do online gaming in Nevada and in New Jersey today, and those markets have been extremely competitive and actually not as big as it was expected. So the companies who went in there, they've lost a lot of money. We decided not to go in there for the moment. But if US opens up in more states, maybe this will be interesting for Betsson in the future.
You have migrated all your business into one platform now, almost. Just tell us, what's the cost savings by doing that?
I mean, we don't see it as a cost saving. We see it as freeing up resources to do more development in the front end, so we can speed up development basically and be ahead of the competition. But of course, it's quite a lot of resources that frees up, if you like, when we take one brand that runs on its own platform and migrate it to our platform. The whole technology organization is kind of can do other things after that migration.
But then we can assume that if you do an acquisition now, you will migrate it into the platform directly instead of adding a platform then.
Well, maybe not directly, but at least as soon as we have the capacity. And now we are working on finalizing the last brand from the Oranje and Kroon acquisition, and we have some other brands that we have not yet migrated. But towards the end of this year, everything should be on the Techsson platform, and then from then on we can integrate new ones if we have them.
Okay.
Can you let us in on this Chinese partnership? What is your expectation of that?
We have a partnership in China with a state-owned media company. It's been for the last couple of months we have not been able to do any operations in the market because of a general decree from the Chinese government. You're not supposed to do online gaming at all right now in China. We think that is a kind of a standstill that they implemented, hopefully in order to actually issue licenses after it's done. And if they do issue licenses, I think our partner is quite well positioned to get a license, and that could be very interesting for the future, of course. However, if this standstill lasts forever, then of course it's not a very good market to be in. So it's hard to tell.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Magnus, for a very nice presentation.
Thank you.